All right, it's everybody's favorite time. Let's emulate and let's see if this thing worked, or let's also see how badly your instructor completely screwed up on this thing. So, first thing I'm going to do, come up here to online and make sure I'm in simulation mode. Then let's log in and let's go ahead and run this thing. So I'm going to expand this window a little bit just so I can see a little bit more of what's going on up here. I can look at my counter and I can look at my timer a little bit and see some more detail. Very good. Pull that down. It's nice, very nice being able to do that in here. That helps a lot. So let's start by changing my test bool to true and see if we can generate an alarm. So I'm going to Control F7 to write those values in, and here we go. I see us timing up, and bang, we got an alarm, and our alarm count went up to 1. Perfect. So let's also test our alarm reset. I'm going to double click that, Control F7, and then I'm going to double click it again and Control F7 one more time. And our alarm disappeared, and then after 5 seconds it reappeared, and our alarm count went up to 2. I like it. So if we disable our test bool, Control F7 that, and then we also hit alarm reset, Control F7, and then let go of the button by Control F7ing it back to false. Sure enough, our alarm disappears, our count doesn't go up anymore, and just like that, we've got this thing written. So we actually got to use 3 different blocks. There are several more blocks, obviously, that can be used inside of a ladder diagram in this environment. But when you go through the list and look, most of those things have to do with Ethernet connections and managing memory and, external devices and, I/O and things like that. They really don't have a lot of blocks that actually have to do with just, programming like what we're used to. So, there's more things that we can go through, but really, this ladder environment is by default somewhat limited. If you wanted to go and create some of your own blocks, you could certainly make this thing, very, very functional. But, as it stands, it's really built for relay logic, and so that's mostly what we've been doing here. It can do some things like, we obviously saw that there's a way to scale an analog in here. Once you do, you really can't work with it. So it really forces you to kind of do your analog somewhere else. In this environment, I would say probably structured text and function block diagrams are going to be our bread and butter. But that's okay. We need to learn how to use them all, and then in the end, we're going to learn how to tie them all together. So that was it, a really short simulation. I got it right from the first try. That's awesome. I hope you did too. If you didn't, that's okay. As long as it's working in the end, nobody's ever going to know how many tries it took you to get there. So that's what makes you a programmer, that you know how to make it work in the end. So we'll go ahead and jump off here, and we will come back in the next lecture and jump into our next paradigm. See you then.